Very good evening and welcome into a Sunday night edition of Fightin Phillies baseball here on the Our Phillies radio network as the Fightin Phillies get set to take on the Altoona Curve in the final and sixth game of this week's series between the two sides. Reading fell last night 3-2 to the Altoona Curve, 4-2. They lead the series 3-2. We welcome you once again into our pregame show. I am Jake Starr. Appreciate you spending the end of your weekend with us here on the Fightin Phillies radio network. So, Reading fell 4-2 last night. They still lead the series 3-2. Altoona victories on Tuesday and Saturday. Reading won 3 straight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And tonight, they'll turn to Griff McGarry. It's a rematch of Tuesday night showdown between the two sides. McGarry and Dominic Paracci, who gets the ball for the Curve. And it's all coming up in a little less than 15 minutes time. Well, like we do every Sunday when we come back from our first break on tonight's pregame show, we'll take a look around the Phillies organization with our weekly minor league report. So when our pregame show rolls on after this, catch up on the week that was here in the Phillies organization. Well, very good evening and welcome inside People's Natural Gas Field in Altoona, Pennsylvania for the final game of this week's 6-game set between the Reading Fightin Phils and the Altoona Curve, AA affiliate of the Pittsburgh Pirates. I am Jake Starr, riding solo again tonight from Central Pennsylvania. Appreciate you choosing to close out your weekend with us. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. We'll start for the visitors, the Fightin Phils, 119th game this year. They bring a 47-70 overall record and a 22-28 mark in the second half, led by third-year skipper Al Padrique. Reading's lineup, presented by Golden Oaks Landscaping, is Aidan Miller at shortstop, then Dylan Campbell in center. Felix Reyes plays first, bats third. Paul McIntosh cleans things up. He's the DH. Caleb Ricketts, the catcher, bats fifth. Bryson Ware, sixth and left. Nick Dunn, seventh at second base. Cade Fergus, eighth and right. And Robert Moore bats ninth, plays third. Griff McGarry gets the start tonight for the Fightin Phils, while his numbers in the bottom half of the first inning. 119th game for the Curve, 58-60 overall record, 28-22 mark in the second half, led by first-year manager Randy Fox. O'Neill Cruz at DH, Connor Griffin the shortstop, Jamar Johnson at second. Nick Samillo at first, Deuce Gorson at third, White Hendry in left, Mitch Jebb in center, Derek Berg the catcher, Trace Gonzalez in right, and it's Dominic Paracci, the over-the-head windup, delivering the first pitch of the night home, and Aidan Miller takes it upstairs for a ball at 6:01 p.m. 81 degrees, partly cloudy skies. First pitch temperature is presented by All Temp Enterprises. 1-0 pitch shown. Miller swinging a foul straight back. It's 1-1. Fifth AA outing for Paracci. 0-1, 8.76 ERA. 12-1 third innings pitch. He's allowed 15 hits, 9 walks, 11 strikeouts. Opponents 288 against him as he delivers the 1-1. And Miller swings and he pops it up. Shallow right towards the line. Goes the first baseman, Nick Samillo, and he will make the catch as he collides with charging right fielder Trace Gonzalez, who is down on the deck. It looks like holding his left knee. And athletic trainer Casey Lee shoots out of the dugout. So does manager Andy Fox, as Miller flies out for out number one, and it looks like Gonzalez in right field is down in some pain early on. Now he's sitting up. While they take a look at him, let's meet the rest of the Altoona defense. Nick Samillo, who made that play, is at first base. Tamar Johnson's at second. Connor Griffin is at short. Gorson plays third base. Deuce Gorson, that is. Tres Gonzalez in right. Mitch Jebb in center. White Hendry in left. And Derek Berg makes his second AA start, and he'll be the catcher tonight. They continue to look at Trace Gonzalez just to the left of that right field chalk down the line. And it appears that he is okay and will stay in this ball game. Umpiring crew tonight, Brian DeBrouwer behind home plate as balls and strikes. Jamal Allen is at third. Crew chief Nobu Yasuda is at third. So that'll bring Dylan Campbell to the plate for the Fightin Phils after a bit of a brief delay to start this one off. So Dylan Campbell, right-handed bat, digs in, and Dominic Paracci will wind and deliver the first one home. And Campbell takes it down, 1 ball and no strikes. Campbell 5 for 23 this week. He's doubled, driven in a couple of runs. And the 1-0 pitch home. Campbell will take that one for a called strike. It's 1-1. Campbell was 0 for 1 against Paracci on Tuesday night as he delivers the 1-1 home. And Campbell will take that one up and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 2/3, 4 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, just 1 earned. 2 strikeouts, 2 walks for Paracci, who delivers the next one home. And that one misses up, so it's 3-1. Through 70 pitches, 42 of which were for strikes. 70 has kind of been the high water mark for Paracci this year, who delivers the next pitch home, and that gets the outside corner for a called strike. It's 3-2. Payoff pitch home, and Campbell swings, and he ropes it down the left field line. It goes foul, but it definitely had home run distance on it, and it'll stay a 3-ball and 2-strike count. Seven-game hit streak for Dylan Campbell. Despite hitting just .217 on the week, he still has a hit in every game he's played in. Here's the 3-2 again. That's outside ball 4, so Campbell's aboard with a 1-out walk. And that'll bring Felix Reyes to the plate. Reyes, Eastern League best, .333 hitter on the season. Digs on in from the right side. 1 out here in the inning as Campbell leads off first. Parachi's first pitch home is over for a called strike. It's 0-1. Reyes, 409 this week. He has scored 3 runs. He has 3 doubles. He's also driven in a couple of runs as well. 0-1, runner takes off, and Reyes swings, hits it, slicing. Right field line, it is down foul. Takes a hop in the curve bullpen, shoots over the fence, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes to Felix Reyes. Fightin Phil's manager, Al Patrique, is back and the third base coach's box for the first time since Tuesday night. Michael Jones moves from third to first, back in his normal spot, and then Carl Ellison returns to the Fightin's dugout after coaching first much of the week. Before the 0-2, Parachi will throw back over, and Campbell will go back in standing up. Campbell 13 for 19 on the base pass this season. Maximillo at first holds him on. The next pitch home. Campbell not going, and it's taken upstairs for a ball 1-0. Reyes was 1 for 2. He had an RBI double when he faced Parachi on Tuesday night. Pitch to him, and he swings and he pokes it, and it's bobbled at first by Samillo. Able to recover, throws to second for 1. Connor Griffin's relay to first is late, so it'll go down as a 3-6 fielder's choice. Campbell cut off at second, and that'll bring Paul McIntosh to the plate. It's a 4-pitch mix for Parachi. Fastball it sits 91 to 95. Also features a curveball, slider, and changeup. The left-handed arm, 6'4", 195-pounder from Connecticut. The first pitch to McIntosh is taken for a ball, hits off the catcher, Berg, shoots towards the backstop, so Felix Reyes will take second on what will be a wild pitch. And it puts a runner in scoring position now for Paul McIntosh. McIntosh, a .266 hitter. 3 for 10 on the week, couple of doubles and an RBI. Now time is called as the catcher Berg will go out and talk with Parachi. Could be a bat with the runner on second, possibly the more complicated set of signs between the catcher and the pitcher. McIntosh did face Parachi on Tuesday night, had a double, also walked, so one of a handful of our Phil's bats that saw the left-handed arm pretty well. 24-year-old Parachi, and the pitch to McIntosh. He'll take that one at the knees for a called strike. It's 1-1. 0-0, top half of the first inning. Here in the final game between Reading and Altoona on this Sunday night. Pitch home. McIntosh swings and a little dribbler back towards the mound. Parachi will field, and I'll fire to first in plenty of time. McIntosh out, and this side is retired. No runs, no hits. 1 man left for the Fightin Phils. We'll head to the bottom half of the first inning. Reading at 0. Curve coming to bat. Bottom half of the first inning. Reading nothing in their half, and let's take a look at how the Curve line up once again tonight. O'Neill Cruz at DH. Connor Griffin plays short. Termarr Johnson at second. Then it's Nick Samillo at first. Deuce Gorson at third, and White Hendry in left. Mitch Jebb bats seventh, plays center. Derek Berg, the catcher, is eighth. Tres Gonzalez bats ninth and is in right field. On the mound tonight for the Fightin Phillies, making his second start of the week, is Griff McGarry. 14th start this season, 0-3 record, 3.40 ERA, 53 innings pitched, 31 hits allowed, 34 walks, 74 strikeouts. Opposition hitting 168 against Griff McGarry this season. So for the second straight night, it's Pittsburgh Pirates outfielder O'Neill Cruz on rehab with the Curve. All digging from the left side and get things started for Altoona tonight. Cruz was 1 for 4 at an RBI triple in Saturday night's contest, a game that Altoona triumphed 4-2 over Reading. McGarry's first pitch home. Cruz a big swing and a foul straight back. It's 0-1. Fightin Phillies in their road navy blue tops tonight with the white lettering and numbering along with gray pants and a red cap. Altoona wears their home whites with curve and red across the front, red numbers on the back. White pants, and O'Neill Cruz sports the high black socks. And McGarry fires home. Cruz takes it outside. It's a ball and a strike. O'Neill Cruz was placed on the 7-day injury list back on August the 13th after suffering a concussion. 1-1 home. He's taken all the way. Gets the inside corner for a strike. It's 1-2 to the lefty. Over 108 games with the Pirates, hitting .207. He's got 18 home runs, 37 extra base hits in total, along with 51 runs driven in. The 1-2, and that one misses down with a curveball. It's 2-2. Cruz, who's got the hair flowing out of the black helmet that he sports. Slightly open stance with his pink and blue cleats. Bright yellow shin guard on his right leg. The 2-2 is just inside for a ball. It's 3-2. McGarry did walk 5 on Tuesday night. Did strike out 6, but some of those control issues resurfaced. The 3-2. And that is on the outside corner, caught, strike 3. So Griff McGarry wins this early battle with O'Neill Cruz, first out of the inning, and that'll bring Connor Griffin to the plate. Defensively for the Fightin Phillies, Felix Reyes at first. Nick Dunn plays second. Miller at short, Moore at third. Bryson Ware in left, Dylan Campbell in center. Cade Fergus in right, and Caleb Ricketts is the catcher. So Connor Griffin, baseball's top prospect, digs on in from the right side. And McGarry, the righty, fires home. It's a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. McGarry, 5th-round draft pick by the Phillies back in 2021. Out of Virginia, the 0-1 is on the corner for a strike. It's 0-2. Quickly to Connor Griffin. Made it up to Reading by the back half of the 2022 season and spent most of 23 with Reading before joining Lehigh Valley late in the year. But it's been a very roller coaster-like career for McGarry, who pitched solely as a reliever last year in AAA. Counts 0-2. The righty from the windup fires home, and it's swung on a line drive into center field. It'll fall for a base hit. So it's a one-out single for Connor Griffin, his 6th knock of the week. And that'll bring Termarr Johnson to the plate. And after the 2024 season, Phillies decided to move McGarry back to being a starter. They returned to Reading with that in mind and had a good start to the year. Eastern League Pitcher of the Week on April 7th. Then was placed on the injured list, missed a few months and came back and had a really good stretch the last few weeks prior to Tuesday night's outing. First pitch home, and Termarr Johnson takes it for a strike. It's 0-1. Been a strong August for McGarry, a 1.96 ERA over 4 outings, 33 strikeouts, an impressive 18.9 K per 9 ratio. Here's the 0-1. Griffin starts and stops, and it's bunted in the air, and it goes foul. over the net behind home plate and out of play. So it's quickly 0-2 to Tamar Johnson. 268 hitter, 5 for 19 this week. Couple of runs scored and a double. He was 0 for 2 with a strikeout on Tuesday night against Griff McGarry. Gary will check on Connor Griffin at first. He dives back in safely. Griffin, who's 3 for 3 in stolen bases this week since joining Altoona, already has surpassed 60 on the year. First Pirates farmhander since 2001 to steal 60 or more bags in a season. 0-2, Johnson swings and he pops it up foul, travels out of play, and it stays 0-2. Fastball at 95 from Griff McGarry. Johnson tied for 7th in the Eastern League in total hits this year. He's got 99. The 0-2 to the lefty. Swinging a line drive, and that'll be hit number 100. It goes down the right field line towards the corner. Fergus able to dig it out. They will wave Connor Griffin around third, and there is no throw home, and it's an RBI double for Tamar Johnson. And the curve strike first, it's 1-0. 14th double of the year for Tamar Johnson. And the 32nd RBI for the Pirates, 6 overall prospect. And that'll bring Nick Samillo to the plate. Nick Samillo, whose walk-up song is Kashmir by Led Zeppelin. Of course, the same walk-up song that one of the greatest Phillies of all time, Chase Utley, used during his career. As Samillo digs in from the right side. McGarry peeks at second, deals home. He misses it outside, it's 1-0. Samillo 3 for 12 this week. Scored a run. He's driven in a couple. Walked a couple of times against McGarry on Tuesday night. The 1-0 is a bit outside. 2 balls, no strikes. That was the 15th pitch of this first inning from Griff McGarry. He's got 5 balls, 10 strikes. Johnson leads off second. McGarry sets, fires home. And that one is a bit outside again. It's 3-0. Johnson leads off second. Nick Dunn shades towards the bag with the righty up. Left side of the infield plays straight up. Outfield plays Samillo to go the other way. Runner takes off. Pitch is a strike. And Caleb Ricketts unable to get any sort of a grip on the baseball, so he does not throw it. And that is stolen base number 19 of the season for Tamar Johnson. And it puts a runner on third, 1 out here in the inning. So the infield does come up for the Fightin' Phils. McGarry's 3-1 is swung on and it's popped up. In the infield, left side, Miller, the shortstop, drifts back to pretty much his normal positioning. Makes the catch. Johnson forced to stay put. And that's out number 2.
Batting fifth, third baseman, number 10, Deuce Gorsuch.
So Deuce Gorsuch, the lefty, digs in. Altoona's lineup goes lefty-righty, all the way through. 5 lefties, 4 righties, and Andy Fox is 9 tonight. And McGarry's first pitch to Gorson is taken up and in. It's a ball and no strikes. It's been a very productive week for Deuce Gorson. 7 for 14. He has scored a couple of runs. He's doubled and driven 1 in. 1-0 home is taken on the inside corner. It's 1-1. Against McGarry on Tuesday night, Gorson 1 for 1 with a walk mixed in as well. Gary issued 5 of those in total on Tuesday night. 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. After the high cheese went Gorson. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Curve already on top, it's 1-0. Tamar Johnson leads off of third. Time is called by Gorson. Gary uses it as an opportunity to step off and apply some of the rosin to his hand. And they're ready back to work in a 1-2 count. And he deals home. And it's in tight, 2-2. Gorson had to scurry out of the way of it, as McGarry came a little bit too far inside. 43rd AA game for Gorson, 255 hitter. Currently riding a 7-game hit streak. And McGarry ready again from the first base side. Fires home, and it's swung on a ground ball to the right side. 2 high hops for Nick Dunn. He'll field it with a backhand fire to first in time. And that will retire the side in the bottom half of the first inning. Curve do get a run. They did it on 2 hits. They leave 1. We've played 1 on to the second. Altoona leads it 1-0. International Fireworks is the official sponsor of the Phillies fireworks shows during the 2025 season. Head to their store, 242 Sycamore Road in Douglasville, or visit fireworksrus.com. So we go to the top half of the second inning. Curve on top 1-0 over the Fightin Phillies in this series finale. Reading leads the series 3-2 so far. Fightin Phillies looking for their 5th series win of the season. Last series win was a couple of weeks ago when they were on the road. And they were at New Hampshire. Reading won 5 of 6 games in that series. So Dominic Paracci back on for inning number 2 of work. Through 17 pitches in the first inning, and it'll be 5, 6, 7 due up here for Al Pedrique's Fightin Phillies. First pitch to the lefty, Caleb Ricketts, and the catcher takes it up. It's 1-0. Ricketts 2 for 9 on the week. Has a double and an RBI. Here's the 1-0, and that is in tight. 2 balls, no strikes. Ricketts currently riding a 12-game hit streak. Tied with Keaton Anthony for the longest hit streak by an RFL this year. Pitch home, and that one's down the chute for a called strike, 2-1. Anthony also had a 12-game hit streak from May the 22nd to June the 4th of this year, 2-1. Swinging a foul ball straight down, and it's 2-2. Hitting .333 in the month of August. 10 runs driven in for Caleb Ricketts. Here's the 2-2 from Paracci. And that one's up the letters. Count goes full. Ricketts, a 7th round pick in 2023 out of University of San Diego. And he swings the 3-2. He pops it up. Foul territory. Towards the RFL's dugout goes the catcher Berg. And it'll land in Reading's dugout, so it stays a full count to Caleb Ricketts. Overall, 245 hitter on the season is Ricketts. This is 46th game he's appeared in 2025. And Bracci will try again with the 3-2, and Ricketts swings in a ground ball to the right side. Johnson, a step to his left, bobbles it, comes back up with it, and is short at first, beats Caleb Ricketts by about a step. And nearly pulled Nick Samillo at first off the bag, but it goes down as a 4-3 putout for out number 1, and that'll bring Bryson Ware to the plate. We're in from the right side, one out in the second. First pitch home is taken for a called strike. It's 0-1. Ware, who started the week on the temporary inactive list, is 2 for 5 with a double during the series. 0-1 is a check swing foul ball straight to the backstop. It's 0-2. Ware launched his first AA home run a week ago tonight at home against Akron. Went back-to-back with Leandro Pineda. Parachi's 0-2, and that one's bounced. Good block by the catcher Berg, and it's 1-2. Parachi looking for a bit of a bounce-back effort tonight. He's allowed 15 runs over his last 3 starts. The 1-2, and that's outside, 2-2. Now, he allowed 4 on Tuesday night, but just one of them came earned. Kind of dealt with some defensive misfortune behind him, the lid lifter of this series. Here's the 2-2 home. Swing and a miss. Ware can't catch up to a fastball at 92, top of the zone. And that's the first strikeout for Parachi, and that'll bring the second baseman Nick Dunn to the plate.
Batting 7, second baseman, number 49, Nick Dunn.
1-0 Altoona on top, still in the top half of the second inning. Parachi looking for a 1-2-3 frame. His first pitch on, and the lefty Dunn will take it for a ball 1-0. Dunn just one of 2 lefties in Al Patrique's lineup tonight, him and Caleb Ricketts against the southpaw Parachi, who fires home. And Dunn will take that one on the corner for a strike. It's 1-1. Sunbury, PA native Nick Dunn waits the 1-1 and takes it outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. 3 for 13 on the week, couple of home runs, 4 runs driven in. Hit both of those home runs in Wednesday night's game. Pitch home. Dunn swings and he shoots one the other way into left field. That'll be a base hit. Hendry over towards the line to cut it off, and Dunn takes a wide turnaround first. Hendry had some trouble with it, and Dunn slides into second base safely. What'll be a 2-out double. And that'll bring Cade Fergus to the plate for the Fightin Phillies.
Number 0, Cade Fergus.
Good piece of hitting by Nick Dunn. Just shot it the other way. And yeah, Hendry just kind of overran it for a second. It is going to be a single with an error. So it's going to be the 3rd error of the year on Hendry that got Nick Dunn to second base. So Cade Fergus digs in. Fightin Phillies looking to try and match the curve here. First pitch home. Fergus will take it up for a ball. It's 1-0. Fergus 2 for 12 on the week. Walking 4 strikeouts. Did walk in his only plate appearance against Parachi on Tuesday night. The 1-0 is taken at the belt for a called strike. It's 1-1. Fergus hits in his last 2. He's reached base over the course of his last 3. The 1-1 is taken at the knees for a called strike. It's 1-2. And time is called by Cade Fergus. Just celebrated a birthday on Friday. Turned 25 years old. Phillies took him in the 13th round in 2022 out of George Washington. Ball and 2 strikes to Fergus. Pitch home, and he swings and he shoots it back foul out of play. And the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fergus, 24 runs driven in this year. Dunn leads off second. Pitch home. Fergus swings, and it's a tapper off of Fergus in the batter's box, and it hit him quite hard. It rolled all the way out to third base. So Fergus with a slight limp will walk outside the dirt circle and just try to walk that one off. Fergus just 138 this year, 9 for 65 with runners in scoring position. 14 of his 24 runs driven in have come with runners in scoring position. And he did have an RBI on Friday. Came on a bunt single against the curve. Then the 1-2. And Fergus swings and misses down on strikes. And that will retire the side in the second. No runs, 1 hit, there was an error, and 1 left on base for the Phillies. We will go to the home half of the second. Curve on top, 1-0. This inning is brought to you by Cornwall Manor, an active senior living, not-for-profit community in scenic Cornwall, PA, outside of Lebanon. So we go to the bottom half of the second inning. Fightin Fails trail the curve 1-0 as Griff McGarry finishes off his warm-up tosses for inning number 2 of work for him.
Second Avenue Global United Methodist Church.
McGarry, who allowed a couple of base hits, a single and then an RBI double by Termar Johnson to lead to the 1-1 run in the first inning. So it'll be 6, 7, 8 to up for the curve. In this second inning, Wyatt Hendry, Mitch Jebb, and Derek Berg, the 3 due up here for Altoona.
Leading off for the curve, left fielder, number 38, Wyatt Hendry.
So Wyatt Hendry will take on him from the right side. And the first pitch home is taken for a ball outside. It's 1-0 to Hendry. First appearance of the week for Hendry. Just his 33rd game in total this year, the 1-0. It's swung on a ground ball towards the middle. 2 hops from Miller, who ranges to his left. Low throw to first, and Felix Reyes with a stretch can't dig it out. It shoots off his glove into shallow right field. Hendry turns first, gets to second base, and he'll be in there standing up. So it should be an error on Aiden Miller, which will be his 19th of the season on that low throw. And that'll bring Mitch Jebb to the plate. So the 19th error this season on Aiden Miller. Would have been a nice play if he was able to make it, but it's unable to complete a strong throw. So LeCurve with a leadoff base runner and already in scoring position. And the first pitch, and Jebb gets a beautiful bunt down. McGarry fields, fires the first, and they do get him. The throw took Reyes' glove right into Mitch Jebb. I think ran kind of into that glove hand of Reyes. So sacrifice is successful as Hendry goes up to third. It goes 1-3, and that'll bring Derek Berg, the catcher, to the plate. So Fightin Fails with the man on third and 1 out. We'll bring the infield in here. Berg, the catcher, will dig on in from the right side. Slightly open stance for the 24-year-old out of Texas. McGarry's first pitch home is way up and away. It's 1-0. Derek Berg making his second Double-A start tonight. Had a couple of hits, including a double in his debut on Thursday night. Here's the 1-0, and that is on the corner for a called strike. It's 1-1. Infield stays up for the Phillies. Done up at second, a bit shaded towards the middle with the righty bat. And the 1-1 is a swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Berg, who began the year with Greensboro, hit .220 over 79 games. 7 homers, 35 runs driven in. And the 1-2 is low and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That was the 30th pitch of the night for Griff McGarry. Making it his 14th start of the season. 26-year-old out of San Francisco, California. Fires the 2-2, and that is just a bit outside. The count goes full to Derek Berg. Another 3-ball count worked by these curve hitters tonight. McGarry yet to issue a walk. He had 5 of them in total on Tuesday night. He fires a 3-2, and that'll be the first one tonight. That one misses up and away, so that's ball 4. That'll bring the 9-hitter Tres Gonzalez to the plate. So puts men on the corners, 1 out for Gonzalez, the 9-hitter. Does put the double play back in order, so Moore plays up at third. Reyes holds runner at first. The middle infielders are back in double play depth. First pitch home is swung on, hit in the air towards left. Bryson Ware started in, then goes back. It's over his head, and a 1-hop off the wall. Hendry scores. Berg heads to third. Stop sign for him, and it'll be an RBI double for Tres Gonzalez, and the Curve get another. It's 2-0. 10th double this season for Gonzalez, RBI number 14. And that'll bring O'Neal Cruz up for the 2nd time tonight. And it'll bring Brad Bergeson out of the dugout for the Fightin Phillies to have a chat here with Griff McGarry. Not sure if Ware would have made that play, but wasn't a great read either. Kind of froze, took a step in, and then tracked back, and unable to make the catch.
First Church of Christ, Phillipsburg. Bear Memorial Church of God. Renew Church, Altoona Group.
So Brad Bergeson will head back to the dugout as a dangerous hitter steps in here in O'Neal Cruz. O'Neal Cruz is the only strikeout that Griff McGarry has had in tonight's ball game. We'll see if McGarry can get a big out here from the Pirates rehabber. First pitch home is down for a ball. It's 1-0. Cruz on the injured list with a concussion. Suffered that back on August the 13th. So he is eligible to come off. I think if things go well tonight, he might come off maybe early this week. The 1-0 is swung on and a foul ball straight back. It's 1-1. Infield does play up for the Phillies. Miller on the grass, that's short. Moore will play even with the bag at third, and then the right side's about halfway, just because Cruz hits the ball so hard that no need to really play with your feet up. The 1-1 is right down the chute for a called strike. It's 1-2. Over 108 games with the Pirates this year. Cruz a .207 hitter, 18 homers, 51 runs driven in. And McGarry in a bit of a tough spot here. Second and third of the runners, 1 out. Pitch home. And Cruz swings and he slaps it right side of the mound. McGarry fields, fires the first, and Cruz is out. A run does score in Derek Berg. That'll make it 3-0. Gonzalez up to third. So it's a 1-3 put out and an RBI for O'Neal Cruz. Second RBI during his time with Altoona this week. And that'll bring Connor Griffin to the plate.
Shortstop Connor Griffin.
So Griffin, the 19-year-old, baseball's #1 overall prospect. Digs in from the right side here of 2 outs, and the first pitch to him. Checks his swing on a pitch low and away, and the appeal to first. No swing, says our crew chief, Nobu Yasuda. So 3-0, curve on top. Still threatening with Tres Gonzalez on third. And the 1-0 home is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. That was the 38th pitch of the night for Griff McGarry. Threw a season-high 91 on Tuesday night, so we'll kind of see what the number is for him. A lot of times teams are a bit more cautious on pitch count when a pitcher makes that Tuesday-Sunday turn. 2-0 is a wave and a whiff by Griffin, and it's 2-1. Griffin tonight singled back in the first, came around to eventually score. Altoona's first run of the night. 2-1 home is a bit outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Griffin 6 for 20, so hitting right at 300 during his time here in Double-A. Was called up prior to this week's series. 3-1. Swinging a foul tip. It's squeezed by Ricketts. That's strike 2. And it moves the count full to Connor Griffin. Griffin just 19 years and 4 months exactly today. The youngest player in Altoona Curve franchise history. Won't be 20 until next April. He'll open the season next year at 19 still. 3-2. Griffin is swinging a miss. Goes down on strikes. Second strikeout tonight for Griff McGarry, and it retires the side in the second. Altoona, though, does score a couple of more runs. They did it on just 1 hit. There was an error, and 1 man left on base. We played 2. On to the third. Fightin Phil's down 3-0. Top half of the third inning, and us here at the Fightin Phils want to thank our good friends at Pepsi for presenting the 2025 season here in Baseball Town. Go Fightin Phils and drink more Pepsi. Dominic Paracci finishes off his warm-up tosses as we shift gears to the top half of the third inning with the Fightin Phils trailing 3-0 to Altoona. And it'll be 9-1-2 due up here in the frame. Rob Moore leads off for the Fightin Phils. Moore, who the switch hitter, bats from the right side against the lefty. And the first pitch is up for a ball. It's 1-0. Moore, 197 hitter on the season. As he awaits the 1-0 home. It's swung on and fouled straight down. It's 1-1. Hitting 150 against lefties, 206 against righties this year. Had a strong first 6 or so weeks of the year, and then kind of things really tapered off for Robert Moore. The 1-1 home is swung on and lifted into the air. Shallow center. Jeb, the center fielder, tracks in and to his right. Makes the catch. That's out number 1. Moore's retired, and that'll flip the card over to Aiden Miller at the top. So Aiden Miller in from the right side. He's 0 for 1 in tonight's ball game. And the first pitch to him is taken outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Miller 11 for 21 this week, so he's hitting over 500. He's had a couple of 3-hit games already. The 1-0 is on the corner for a strike. It's 1-1. So far this season, 9 players have earned Eastern League Player of the Week or Month honors immediately after playing Altoona, as Miller drives that one in the air well towards left center field, but it'll hang up for Wyatt Hendry towards the alley and makes the catch. That'll be out number 2. And Aiden Miller now sitting at 11 for 22 this week, so still a 500 batting average, so he can maybe get a hit, maybe 2 tonight. Aiden Miller's going to put himself in a good spot to pick up his 2nd Eastern League Player of the Week award in 3 weeks. Also named it a couple of weeks ago after the series at New Hampshire. And the first pitch home is swung on a ground ball sharply hit right side. Right to Tamar Johnson, the second baseman, who was shaded towards the middle. His throw to first is in time, and it's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Dominic Parachi. We played 2.5 on to the bottom of the 3rd. Curve on top, 3-0. Bottom half of the 3rd inning is brought to you by Swartz Coates and PC. You can expect reliable and experienced attorneys who are committed to getting you justice after a serious personal injury. Call Swartz Coates today at 1-800-JUSTICE.
Let's hear it for upper body strength. Back to you, Rich. Pennsylvania Army National Guard.
So, bottom of the 3rd inning, curve on top of the Fightin Phillies, 3-0. And it'll be 3-4-5 due up here in the frame for the Altoona curve. Tamar Johnson leads off as Griff McGarry at 43 pitches is back out for inning number 3 of work. Already 3 runs allowed, a couple of those earned to his first pair of innings work. First pitch is taken for a ball. It's a check swing by Johnson. They appeal to third. Jamal Allen says no swing. And the next pitch home is a ball down, 2-0. Tamar Johnson, 1 for 1 tonight. Had an RBI double back in the first. Gave Altoona their first run of the night. 2-0 pitch on, and it's swung on and fouled straight back. It's 2-1. Johnson, 6 for 20 this week. Couple of runs scored. 2 doubles and an RBI for the Pirates' number 6 overall prospect. Has hits over his last 3. He's now on a 10-game on-base streak following his double his first time up. Two balls, 1 strike to count here to Tamar Johnson. The pitch home is swung on and missed. It's 2-2. 94-mile-per-hour fastball there from Griff McGarry. Johnson's double last inning was his 100th hit of the season. He tied for 7th in the league in hits entering play tonight. And the 2-2, he just pokes it in and fouls it out of play to the left side. Overall, Johnson's a .270 hitter this year. 9 homers, 32 runs driven in. Stands slightly open in the left-handed batter's box. Griff McGarry's ready for the first base side of the rubber. He fires home, and a 2-2 is just off the outside edge of the plate. And the count goes full to Tamar Johnson. Another 3-ball count worked by a member of the Altoona lineup tonight. 3-2 home. Swung on and fouled back again. It'll stay 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jamar Johnson, just 21 years old. Turned 21 back in June. First round pick of the Pirates back in 2022. 3-2 to him. Swings and pokes it foul again down the left field line towards the Reading bullpen. Played at Mays High School, just outside of Atlanta, Georgia, the hometown for Jamar Johnson. 3-2 home. Swinging a ground ball right side. Felix Reyes at first, backs up on it, fields it on a friendly hop, and he flips to Griff McGarry, covering the bag. That's out number 1. 3-1 goes the put out, and that'll bring Nick Samillo to the plate here for the curve.
Powerhouse of power hitter, first baseman Nick Samillo.
So Samillo digs in from the right side. He's 0 for 1 in tonight's ball game. Popped up to short his first time up in the first. Pitch home is taken for a called strike. It's 0-1. 3 for 13 on the week. 0 for 1. Couple of walks against Griff McGarry is Nick Samillo. And the 0-1 is a breaker that misses a bit low and away to the righty bat. It's 1-1. Nick Samillo posting a .978 OPS since the All-Star break. He has 17 extra base hits over that 27-game stretch. The 1-1, top of the zone for a called strike. It's 1-2. Over that stretch, he has 9 home runs, which is second most in Double-A. Those 17 extra base hits, also second most in Double-A. He's posted the 4th best slugging percentage, 6th best OPS at the level. And the 1-2, a check swing. Open umpire Brian DeBrouwer says he went around. So Nick Samillo's down on strikes. Third punch out tonight for Griff McGarry. And that'll bring the third baseman Deuce Gorson to the plate. Actually, both runs allowed by McGarry last inning were both unearned. So just 1 earned run charged the line of the pitcher tonight. First pitch to Deuce Gorson, a big swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Gorson grounded out to second his first time up. Oh for 1 in tonight's ball game. McGarry fires, and that one swung on, hit on the air, on a line towards right. Fergus is in, and will fall in front of him for a base hit. So it's a 2-out single for Deuce Gorson. 4th hit of the night for the curve. And that'll bring Wyatt Hendry to the plate. So Hendry in from the right side. He reached on an error his first time up. First time Hendry has played in this series. Pitch home is up and in. It's 1-0. Hendry, who's been on and off the development list on 3 different occasions this year. Mostly just a depth piece for this Altoona team. He's listed as a catcher, but he makes the start in left field tonight. And the next pitch misses outside to him. It's 2-0. To another count. Pitch home. That one gets the outside corner. It's 2-1. Fastball at 93. Had some sink to it from Griff McGarry. Hendry does have 3 home runs this year, including a grand slam back on July the 13th. 2-1 misses outside, 3-1. 2 outs, home half of the 3rd inning. Curve lead at 3-0. Deuce Gorson on first. He worked a 2-out single against Griff McGarry. And the 3-1 runner goes. Pitch is swung on and fouled. It goes out of play. It'll hit off the roof above the suite level, and it'll roll back down into the 300 level, now to the 200 level, where a fan makes a nice catch on the walking path that separates the 200 level and 300 level here at People's Natural Gas Field. Definitely one of the higher AA stadiums in terms of how high behind home plate it goes. 300, 3 levels to be exact. Full count, 2 outs to Wyatt Hendry. Runner will be off on the pitch. McGarry fires, and it's swung on and a slowly hit ground ball short. Miller charges field, sets, fires the first. It's in time, and Hendry is retired, and that will end the inning. No runs to the curve, 1 hit. They leave 1. We've played 3. On to the 4th. Altoona leads it 3. It's a nothing. A reminder that every Tuesday, all active military and veterans receive $3 off box seats thanks to Berk's Oral Surgery and Dental Implant Center. So top of the 4th inning, Fightin Phillies trail at 3-0 to the Altoona Curve in this Sunday night series finale. Dominic Parachi finishes up his warm-up tosses for his 4th frame of work. And Reading will send 3, 4, and 5 to the plate here against Parachi. Felix Reyes, Paul McIntosh, Caleb Ricketts. The 3-2 up for the Phillies in this 4th inning. Reading went down in order back in the 3rd. First pitch home to Reyes. They'll take it inside. It's 1-0. Reyes 0 for 1 tonight. Did reach his first time up. Reached on a fielder's choice. Moved the second on a wild pitch, but was stranded there. Parachi delivers, and Reyes swings and knuckles one foul to the first base side. It's 1-1. Reyes hitting .332 on this season. 1-1 to him, and he swings on a line drive. One hops to third baseman Gorson at third. It shoots into left field. We'll see if they give that a hit. I feel like it should be. It was 107 off the bat, and it will be a base hit, rightfully so for Felix Reyes. And his good week continues. The leadoff single, and that'll bring Paul McIntosh to the plate. So Reyes' Eastern League best batting average will raise a tick after that leadoff single. McIntosh in from the right side. And Parachi's first offering to him is a bit outside. It's 1-0. Ready bats 0 for 1 in tonight's ball game. Grounded back to the pitcher, Parachi, his first time up in the first. 1-0 home, and McIntosh swings, drills it. Left center field, Hendry's back, so is Jeb, and it's down, and it's up the alley. Reyes turns second, heads to third. He'll stop there. McIntosh goes into second. If they double for him, and the Fightin Phillies are in business as Caleb Ricketts comes to the plate. 13th double of the season for McIntosh. Third this week, second that he's hit against Parachi. Also had one off the pitcher on Tuesday night. And that'll bring Caleb Ricketts to the plate for the Phillies.
LJN 0318. You're parked in the fireworks zone, must be moved immediately. Catcher Caleb Ricketts.
So Ricketts digs in. Altoona will keep the infield back with men on second and third and no outs. They do lead at 3-0 in the fourth. First pitch, Ricketts will take that one for a called strike. It's 0-1. Ricketts 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded out the second, back in the second. 273 hitter this year with runners in scoring position. 12 of his 20 RBI as well. 0-1. He swings, and that is a ground ball fair, right field line all the way to the corner. McIntosh and Reyes will both score. Ricketts coasting to second base. And Caleb Ricketts now has the longest hit streak by an RFL this year at 13 games with a 2-run double. And the Fightin' Phils are within 1. It's 3-2. 13th double this season for Caleb Ricketts. RBIs number 21 and 22. And that'll bring Bryson Ware to the plate for Reading. Still no outs here in the 4th inning. And the first pitch home to Bryson Ware is over for a called strike. It's 0-1. And here's the 0-1. And that one is a bit down. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bryson Ware 0 for 1 tonight. He has struck out. And his only time to the plate back in the second. Fightin' Phil's got some life now. They trail it just by 1. The pitch, and Ware swings. Skies in the air. Shallow right. Johnson out. Gonzalez in. And the second baseman, Termar Johnson, will make the catch over the shoulder. That's out number 1. And that'll bring Nick Dunn to the plate.
Second baseman, Nick Dunn.
I went through that myself at one time.
Caleb Ricketts has had a red-hot month of August. Really has kind of turned his season around. And now the catcher leads off second with 1 out here in the inning. And Parachi fires to Nick Dunn, who takes it for a called strike. Here's the 0-1 home. Dunn takes it again, outside corner. It's 0-2. Previous team best hit streak was Keaton Anthony. He had 12. Next pitch home, Nick Dunn takes it. Throw behind the runner. Ricketts at second. He's back in with a slide. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nick Dunn singled his first time up, and then advanced to second on a fielding error by Wyatt Hendry, who misplayed the ball on left. Dunn was eventually stranded there on second. The 1-2 is swung on, slapped the other way, fielded by Gorson at third at the shortstop spot, and his throw to first is in time. That's out number 2. Caleb Ricketts does move to third on the play, and that'll bring Cade Fergus to the plate for the Fightin' Phils. So Fergus in from the right side. 2 gone here in the 4th. Fightin' Phils trail at 3-2 to the curve. This game just about an hour old. An hour and 3 minutes to be exact. First pitch to Fergus. A big swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Cade Fergus struck out his first time up. His 119th strikeout of the year in 78 games. For Cade Fergus, the 0-1 is down and in. It's a ball and a strike. Entered play tonight with the 6th most strikeouts across the entire Eastern League. Despite playing just 77 games on the season so far. 1-1, Fergus a check swing. Home plate umpire Brian DeBrouwer says he went around, so it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fergus 2 for 13 this week. He has walked and struck out in his 2 plate appearances against Parachi. Who fires pitch number 64 home, and Fergus swings and fouls it back. It stays 1-2. In total, Fergus a 157 hitter. He's got 9 homers, 24 runs driven in. He has 14 home runs in total this year, which is tied for the most amongst Phillies minor leaguers. And the 1-2, and it's a late time called by Fergus. And Parachi will just float that one in there. He had already began his motion. Listed on the board is a 32-mile-per-hour slider. 32.7 miles per hour to be exact. 1-2, Fergus swings, hits it high in the air. In the foul territory, Gorson, the third baseman, is in towards the third base coach's box. And that's where he'll make the catch to retire the side in the fourth. Running, though, to score 2 runs on 3 hits. They strand 1 onto the bottom half of the 4th inning. Curves lead, cut to 1. It's 3-2.
Delivered to the press box.
Klein is proud to be the official transportation provider of the Reading Fightin Fields. Klein Transportation gets our Phillies to all their road trips throughout the 2025 season. For more information, go to KleinTransportation.com. Bottom half of the 4th inning. Fightin Fields now down 3-2 after tacking on a couple of runs in the top half of the frame. Griff McGarry is back out for inning number 4 of work. And will face 7, 8, and 9 of the curve lineup. Mitch Jebb will be the first one that Griff McGarry will face here in the 4th inning. Jebb, a sac bunt, his first time up. And from the left side, first pitch home. It's swung on and a ground ball towards the middle. Dunn fields it on a backhand at second, throws the first, not in time. Jebb legs it out, and that'll be an infield single for Mitch Jebb, Altoona's 5th hit of the night, and that'll bring Derek Berg up. I mean, Nick Dunn made a great play and got rid of it as quickly as possible. Mitch Jebb just too quick, so he gets an infield single. Altoona's had at least 1 base runner in every inning so far tonight. Second time the leadoff man has reached. It's the first time it's been via hit. Other time was when Wyatt Hendry reached on an error by Aiden Miller to lead off the second. First one home, and Berg takes it for a ball. It's 1-0. Griff McGarry, the reigning Eastern League pitcher of the week. It's been a tougher go for McGarry over his 2 starts this week since Akron's last week. 1-0, runner takes off. Pitch is a ball throw to second, though, is not in time. Looked like Nick Dunn got the tag down, but guess not, according to Jamal Allen, the third base umpire, who was there for the call. So Mitch Jebb picks up his team best 29th stolen base of the season. Jebb, who entered play tonight, 9th in the league in steals, picks up another one, and it's a runner in scoring position for the curve. Pitch was a ball, so it's 2 balls, no strike. McGarry fires. Berg squares the bunt, and he pulls back as he takes it for a called strike. Berg walk came around the score. His first time up tonight was 2 for 4, double, and a couple of strikeouts in his Double-A debut on Thursday. 2-1, another square, and he gets it down, but it hits him in the batter's box. That's a foul ball, and the count goes 2-2. Berg played 79 games with High-A Greensboro, the Grasshoppers, prior to his promotion to Altoona going into this week. Was a .220 hitter, 7 homers, 35 runs driven in. And That's my man on second here, Mitch Jebb. McGarry fires, and that's swung on and fouled back and out of play. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tres Gonzalez awaits on deck for the curve. They lead it 3-2 in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the 2-2, swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Derek Berg. 4th strikeout tonight for Griff McGarry. And that'll bring Tres Gonzalez to the plate. So Tres Gonzalez digs in from the left side. Doubled and drove in a run his last time up in the 2nd. McGarry from the stretch deals home. Gonzalez squares the bunt, and he takes it on the corner for a strike. It's 0-1 to the lefty. McGarry went 6 innings last Wednesday, August the 13th against Akron. Allowed 2 hits, no runs, struck out a Double-A high 12, was 1 shy of his career high. And the 0-1 has been up, it's 1-1. It was the first time McGarry surpassed 6 innings in a game since July the 21st of 2023 here in Altoona, which arguably was the best outing Griff McGarry ever had in his pro career. And the 1-1 is at the knees for a called strike. It's 1-2. In that game, on July the 21st, 2023, McGarry went 7 innings, did not allow a run, just 3 hits, no walks issued, and 10 strikeouts. Finished the game on his 10th strikeout in the 7th inning. We were here that night, and that was one of the best games I had seen in my 3 years by a pitcher. There's a few other ones that are up there for sure. 1-2 is at the knees, called strike 3. That's strikeout number 5 tonight for Griff McGarry. And that'll flip the lineup card over to O'Neal Cruz. I mean, there was that one for McGarry. Of course, the one against Akron last week is up there. And the other one that stands out is the Moises Chase 13 strikeout game at Somerset on the 31st of August last year. McGarry had 74 pitches, back-to-back strikeouts. And O'Neal Cruz will dig on in. First pitch to Cruz is down for a ball. It's 1-0. Cruz 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out. He's grounded back to the pitcher. Does have an RBI. As that ground out back to the pitcher scored Derek Berg back in the 2nd. 1-0. Cruz takes it down. 2 balls, no strikes. Cruz played center field in last night's ball game. He's the DH tonight. Placed on the injury list on August 13th after suffering a concussion with the Pittsburgh Pirates. 2-0 is, actually it's going to be a ball called on Griff McGarry, so it is no pitch. So Mitch Jebb goes up to third base. Try to get a look at the replay here and see what they called McGarry on there. Don't think he ever came set was what they called him on. So 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Pitch to O'Neal Cruz is just inside for a ball. It's 3-0. Cruz did play for the Curve in 2019, 35 games, 62 with them in 2021. And the 3-0 is inside. That'll be ball 4.
Congratulations to Ted Nesbella.
So it's a second walk issued by Griff McGarry. 79 pitches tonight. And that'll bring Connor Griffin to the plate. And we'll see if O'Neal Cruz will test out those legs at first base. Already a career high, 34 stolen bases and 48 attempts for O'Neal Cruz this year. So he's on first. Mitch Jebb is on third. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. 3-2 our score. Curve on top. First pitch to Griffin, way outside. It's 1-0. Griffin 1 for 2 tonight. He is 6 for 21 on the week. 1-0. Cruz does take off. Pitch inside for a ball throw to second. Not in time. Runner from third takes off, and they don't get him out either. And O'Neal Cruz goes all the way up to third. Al Padrique came shooting out of the dugout. I don't know if it was to argue the play or if it was just to tell his defense that Cruz was going to third. So the double steal is successful. Cruz takes second. Mitch Jebb takes home. That makes it a 4-2 ball game on the steal of home. Then O'Neal Cruz goes to third on the throw back to the plate. Thought they may have had Jebb for a moment, but he would have slide around the tag from Caleb Ricketts. So a well-executed double steal by the Curve. 2-0, and it's up 3 balls and no strikes. Probably going to be the last inning of work for Griff McGarry. He's over 80 pitches. He threw a season-high 91 in Tuesday night's ball game. 3-0 is outside ball 4, so that's back-to-back walks now. Issued by McGarry with 2 outs. Reading does have bullpen action. It's the righty Gabriel Barbosa up and throwing for the Fightin Phils. And now Brad Bergeson will come out and talk to Griff McGarry. Tamar Johnson will be the batter. This very well could be the last batter that Griff McGarry faces in tonight's ball game. 83 pitches, 48 strikes, 35 balls. And it's again been a struggle to find the strike zone in this inning. I mean, this inning has been the 2 extremes of what Griff McGarry has been this year and in his pro career. It was a leadoff single to Jebb, and then he struck out the next 2 batters, and then proceeded to walk the next 2. So now Reading hopes that doesn't come back to bite Griff McGarry here. 4-2 curve lead, men on the corners. 2 outs here in the 4th. And McGarry's first one home is swung on and lifted foul and out of play. Behind home plate, it's 0-1. Nice catch by a fan. In the 300 level to our left here in the press box. We're perched up behind home plate, a little bit off to the right, but not too bad at all. One of the best broadcast vantage points here in the Eastern League, for sure. 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. Gary went to the top of the zone at 94, and Tamar Johnson unable to catch up to it. Johnson 1 for 2 tonight. RBI double back in the 1st. Ground out to Felix Reyes at first in the 3rd. Caleb Ricketts stepped out to deliver signs with the runners on 1st and 3rd. 0-2 the count to Tamar Johnson. McGarry ready's at the belt. The 0-2 pitch. Upstairs, it's 1-2. Johnson 6 for 21 on the week. Couple of runs scored. 2 doubles and an RBI. 1 for 4 against Griff McGarry in the 2 matchups against him this week. 1-2 home. Johnson swings, lifts it into the air. Third base side, foul territory. Robert Moore gives it a chase, but it'll land in the picnic area. And it'll stay 1 ball and 2 strikes. Johnson a .269 hitter. He's got 9 homers, 32 runs driven in. He's got an opportunity to add on to the Altoona lead here. 1-2, runner takes off, pitch up for a ball. They throw behind the runner at 3rd. And there really was no play. As Cruz was back in standing up, Connor Griffin's got himself a stolen base, his 4th of the week. That's the 4th stolen base that Altoona has had in tonight's ballgame. 5th, actually. Curve really controlling the running game tonight. 2-2, swung on, ground ball right side. It leaks through, it's a base hit. Cruz scores, Griffin around 3rd. Here's the throw home, it's late. It's a 2-run single for Tamar Johnson. The Curve lead at 6-2. Second hit tonight for Termarr Johnson. He tacks on 2 more RBIs, 3 tonight, 34 on the season. And now Padriquez coming out of the Fightin Phil's dugout, and that's going to be the end of the night for Griff McGarry. So just 3 2/3 innings pitched tonight for McGarry. He'll exit with running down 6-2. And we'll have the new pitcher from the Altoona University bullpen after this here on the Fightin Phil's Radio Network. So it'll be Gabriel Barbosa who comes in from the Altoona University Golden Wolves bullpen in relief of Griff McGarry. Bottom half of the 4th inning. Curve on top, 6-2. Barbosa making his 8th appearance of the year. Does not have any decisions. 3.38 ERA. Saving as many opportunities. 10 2/3 innings pitched. 11 hits, no home runs, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. Opponents 282 against Gabriel Barbosa this season. He finishes up his warm-up tosses. It'll be the 4-hitter Nick Samillo that'll dig in here for the Cur. So Termarr Johnson, the lone base runner, he's on first. Just hit a 2-run single. And you got to think Reading is going to try to ask for a couple of innings at least here from Barbosa. Got a lot of game left, which is good in terms of the offense, plenty of opportunities, but obviously not good in terms of you can either really try to string this together with your bullpen here and keep the deficit where it's at. So Nick Samillo digs in. And the first pitch home is a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Nick Samillo in tonight's ballgame is 0 for 2. He's popped up the short and he has struck out. One of the few curved batters who've been kept quiet tonight by Reading pitching. And Barbosa deals, swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Samillo 3 for 14 this week. Reading has kept him from leaving the ballpark. They really kept the curved batters quiet this week in terms of allowing home runs. Samillo's got 15 on the season. That's amongst the leaders in the Eastern League. 1-2, runner goes, pitch inside for a ball. Ricketts throw to second on a hop is going to be late. So it's the 6th stolen base tonight for the Curve. Second from Termarr Johnson and 20th of the year for him. Yeah, the Altoona Curve, no home runs this week. The only team in the Eastern League on the week that has not hit a home run. Hopefully, obviously, that trend continues here the rest of this way. 2-2 home. That one misses down. Count goes full to Nick Samillo. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Johnson leads off second. Barbosa ready at the letters. And he'll look back. Keeping a close eye on Termarr Johnson, who's already stolen a couple of bags tonight. Samillo hitless tonight in 2 at-bats. Barbosa ready at the letters. He will deliver the payoff pitch. And that is outside, ball 4.
Congratulations to Jeff Petruccioli. Jeff, you're the final winner in the Laurel.
First walk issued by Gabriel Barbosa.
Jeff Petruccioli.
4th in total by Reading pitching tonight. And that'll bring Deuce Gorson to the plate.
And that was Powerhouse Up, so our Powerhouse sections, 107, 203, and 311 fans in those sections will get a $2 off coupon from Powerhouse Up. Third baseman, Deuce Gorson.
So Gorson in from the left side. He's 1 for 2 in tonight's game. He's extended his hit streak to 8 games with a single back in the third. First pitch is been outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Second outing this week for Barbosa. He's also pitched on Thursday night. Did not allow a run on 3 hits over an inning and 2/3. Struck out a pair of batters. The 1-0, swinging a miss. It's 1-1. On the count here to Gorson. Ready at the letters is Barbosa. Pitch home is swung on and popped up. Behind home plate, Ricketts off of the mask towards the backstop, and it goes out of play foul, and it's 1-2. Good week for Gorson so far. He's right at 500, 8 for 16. Couple of runs scored, a double and an RBI. Runners on first and second, 2 outs to the curve. They lead it 6-2 in the 4th. 1-2. Swinging a foul ball straight back and out of play. And it'll stay 1 ball and 2 strikes. Infield back. Miller, the shortstop, shaded towards the middle. Big hole at the 5.5 hole on the left side. 1-2. Swung on and lifted, foul again. Altoona working a lot of long at-bats against Reading pitching tonight. McGarry, now Barbosa, just unable to get that put-away pitch. Smillo worked out of a 2-strike hole to work a walk. Now Deuce Gorson continuing to fight him off. And the 1-2 is outside, 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Gorson, a .255 hitter. 3 homers, 10 runs driven in on the season. And Barbosa fires again, and it's a swing and a miss. And Deuce Gorson goes down on strikes to retire the side in the 4th. Altoona, though, adds 3 more. They did it on 2 hits, and they leave 2 aboard. We will head to the 5th inning with the curve on top of the Fightin Phillies, 6-2. Today's Fightin Phil's Alumni Report is presented by our friends at Deer Country Farm and Lawn. How about Ranger Suarez today? 7 shutout innings, a career-high 11 strikeouts for Ranger Suarez, the 2018 Fightin Phil. Ryan Kirkering picked up a save with Johan Duran, not available today. And the Phillies ended up taking 2 of 3 from the Nationals, 5 of 6 on the homestand. Mets lost today, so the Phillies 7 games up on the Mets. I know people have heard 7 games and the Mets before, hence 2007. But hopefully it's not an opposite result this year. 6-2 curve lead, top of the 5th inning. Robert Moore leads off for the Fightin Phils, and Dominic Parachi's first pitch home is a ball up 1-0. Mets go to Atlanta today, so they're 7 games back of the Phils. Teams match up this upcoming week in Queens, New York. 1-0. Moore swings in a ground ball through the whole left side. That'll be a base hit. So Robert Moore's aboard with a leadoff single. Redding's 5th hit of the night. And that'll flip the lineup card over to Aiden Miller. Phillies in a stretch of 11 games in 11 days. 3 at the Mets, Monday through Wednesday. They're back home for a 4-game set against the Atlanta Braves. And look, Phillies a good week against the Mets. Put themselves in a really good spot when the calendar flips to September. Looking for their 2nd straight NL East crown. First pitch to Aiden Miller is a ball up. It's 1-0. Miller 0 for 2 tonight. He had 3 hits last night. Him and Jose Rodriguez, a combined 6 for 9 in last night's ball game as they check on Robert Moore. He's back in safely. Rest of the lineup was 3 for 26. A 115 mark. Redding left 9 on base. They had 9 hits. And we're just 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Miller swings. That's a fair ball down the left field line. It'll roll all the way to the corner. Moore turns second, heads to third. Whole stop there. Miller coasting to second. And his reign for possible Eastern League Player of the Week continues with a double, his 24th of the season. And the Fightin Phils have runners on second and third for Dylan Campbell. 5th double of the week for Aiden Miller, who has just been absolutely on a torrid run right now. This will be a conversation with Andy Fox and the home plate umpire. Maybe it was just a matter of, you know, where did that ball land? And I believe it was a fair ball. I'll look at the replay here. I don't think it was fair the whole way, so good call by the third base umpire, Jamal Allen. So that'll bring Dylan Campbell, the batter, to the plate, running with runners on second and third. Nobody away here in the inning. First pitch home is called strike. It's 0-1. Campbell a walk and a ground out so far in tonight's ball game. 0 for 2 with a walk against Parachi so far this week. So running down by 4 in the 5th. See if they can chip away some in the frame. And time is called by the catcher, Derek Berg. Altoona does have bullpen action. Looks like it's Cy Nielsen up and throwing. Campbell swings and he pops it up towards right field. Gonzalez under it. Moore on third. He makes the catch. Robert Moore will tag. The throw will go towards third base. So Robert Moore scores. Dylan Campbell picks up the RBI, his 18th. And the Fightin Phils get one back. It's 6-3. So that'll bring Felix Reyes to the plate here. Reyes 1 for 2 in tonight's ball game. And also a base open in front of Aiden Miller. So a chance here for Miller. Try to pick up stolen base number 50 of the season. Felix Reyes digs in. First pitch home, and Reyes will take that one for a ball down. It's 1-0. Miller stayed put, as he stayed put at second as well on that first pitch. 1 ball, no strikes to Reyes. Single and a run scored his last time up. And here's the pitch. Reyes takes it up. It's 1-0. Excuse me, 2-0. I mean, look, if there's someone that could challenge Miller for Eastern League Player of the Week this week, it is Felix Reyes. He's had himself a strong week, and he swings the next one. Slowly hit ground ball towards third. Gorson has it. Throw to first in time. Reyes out by about a step. Aiden Miller stays put at second. That's out number 2.
Designated hitter Paul McIntosh.
So that'll bring Paul McIntosh to the plate. 2 outs here in the inning. We'll see if Redding, I mean, it goes against all traditional baseball ideology to try and steal third with 2 outs. But, I mean, Miller's got a very big lead. First pitch McIntosh takes for a strike. It's 0-1. You also score on a single regardless. With Miller's speed and the outfield playing pretty deep. I don't know, just for the history's sake. The Reading hasn't had someone steal 50 bases in 38 years. 0-1, McIntosh swings and a flare. Shallow center. Jebb is charging in, and the center fielder able to make the catch. Nice play by Mitch Jebb to retire McIntosh and the side. In the inning, Reading does score a run. They had 2 hits, and they leave 1 man on base. Halfway home on this Sunday night here in Curve, PA. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning. 6-3 our score. Altoona on top. Bottom half of the 5th inning is presented by Cornwall Manor, a unique and charming community nestled on a 190-acre wooded campus with many walking trails, including the Lebanon County Rail Trail. So Reading trails at 6-3 in this bottom half of the 5th inning. Gabriel Barbosa, first full inning of work, completes his warm-up tosses. The curve, after sending 8 to the plate in the 4th, will send 6, 7, and 8 up here in the 5th. White Hendry will lead things off here against Barbosa. Final line on Griff McGarry, 3 2/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 6 runs, 4 of which were earned. 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. So up to the bullpen now to try and keep the deficit where it's at. And the pitch home is swung on and fouled back. It's 0-1. The 2 runs McGarry gave up in the 2nd were both unearned, after White Hendry reached on an error by Aiden Miller to start the frame. Miller's 19th of the year. 0-1, swung on, lifted, out of play, foul. It's 0-2. Another packed house tonight here at People's Natural Gas Field. Was a sellout crowd last night, 8,037. Anything over 7210 is considered a sellout here. 0-2. This is outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Wyatt Hendry. First appearance this week for Hendry. He's been on and off the development list in 2025. Limited to just 33 games. Pitch to him, a check swing. They will appeal, and Nobu Yasuda, the first base umpire, says no swing. You can hear a little bit of a wind starting to pick up. Flag in center field, though, pretty still, all things considered. 2-2 home is down. Actually hit off the plate and got away from the catcher, Ricketts. It's 3-2. Full count, Barbosa deals. And that is down low, ball 4. So leadoff walk by Gabriel Barbosa to Wyatt Hendry, who's aboard for the 2nd time. And that'll bring Mitch Jebb to the plate. So it's the 2nd walk issued by Barbosa. 5th in total for Reading pitching tonight. Just have really struggled to put away hitters, especially when getting 2 strikes on them. Hendry dancing off first. First pitch to Jebb is down. It's 1-0. Hendry stayed put. Mitch Jebb tonight is 1 for 1. singled, scored a couple of aces in the fourth, had 2 stolen bases in the fourth, including a steal of home. 1-0, runner goes with a great jump. Ricketts has no play. Pitch was a ball, so it's another stolen base for Altoona. This one by Wyatt Hendry. Puts a runner on second base. Already the 7th stolen base by Altoona tonight. They've just been running all over the Fightin' Phillies pitching and Caleb Ricketts tonight. 2-0. Jeb squares the bunt. He'll take it at the knees for a strike. It's 2-1. th game Jeb has played with Altoona this year. He's been with the curve pretty much the whole year. 269 hitter overall. 2-1, squares again. Brings it back as the pitch misses down for a ball. It's 3-1. John McMillan is beginning the throw in the Reading bullpens. Looks like he'll be next up. And Barbosa will look the runner back at second. Three balls, 1 strike here to Mitch Jeb. No outs in the 5th. Hendry leads off second. And the pitch home. Jeb squares the bunt, and he bunts it foul, and it goes 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jeb batting in the 7-hole tonight. Didn't start last night's game. Came in about the 7th inning once O'Neal Cruz was lifted from the contest. Cruz got his 4 at-bats, and then he was done. .32 home is swung on, and it's popped up by Jeb. Towards the right side of the infield, Aiden Miller, the shortstop, crosses behind the second base bag and makes the play. And that's out number 1, and that'll bring Derek Berg, the catcher, to the plate. Third time up tonight for Berg. He's 0 for 1. Walked scored a run back in the 2nd. Struck out swinging in the 4th. First time he has faced Gabriel Barbosa. And the first pitch home is outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Second Double-A game for Derek Berg. Promoted to Altoona this week after playing 79 games with High A Greensboro. Well, he's 2 for 4 in his debut on Thursday night. And before the 1-0 is thrown, Barbosa steps off and looks the runner back. 25 pitches for Gabriel Barbosa, 13 of them balls, 12 strikes. Fightin' Phillies trail at 6-3 in the home half of the 5th inning. And the 1-0 is outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Barbosa really struggling with command. McMillan continues to throw. You'd love if Barbosa can buckle down and get through this 5th. 2-0 is down again. 3 balls, no strikes. Just missing everything down. That time a slider that he couldn't get Derek Berg to chase. So with the 3-0 count, Barbosa comes ready at the letters and the pitch home. And that is down low, ball 4. So Derek Berg walks, the 3rd walk issued by Barbosa tonight. Caleb Ricketts will go out and talk to him as Don McMillan continues to throw and Tres Gonzalez comes up. And now Al Padrique will make his way out. So it looks like that is going to be a pitching change to the Fightin' Phillies. Away from the point to the bullpen, but Alfadrique coming out. John McMillan continues to throw in the Reading bullpen. He has not pointed yet to the pen. I think he's trying to just stall as much time as possible. And there's been no point, but Barbosa is coming out of the game. And now John McMillan's coming in, so trying to squeeze a few more warm-up tosses out of McMillan. Barbosa's day is done. McMillan's coming in while the new pitcher. After this, you're on the Fightin Field Radio Network. Still the bottom half of the fifth inning. Reading has turned to the bullpen for the second time tonight, and it's the ready John McMillan coming in. McMillan, 6'3", 230-pounder, 27-year-old. The Phillies claimed on waivers from the Miami Marlins last November. McMillan with Reading making his 25th appearance, 0-2 record at 5.47 ERA. One save, 4 opportunities, 26 and 1/3 innings pitched. 19 hits allowed, 5 of which were home runs, 14 walks, 30 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 198 against John McMillan so far this season. So inherit runners on first and second, 1 out in the bottom of the fifth inning as Tres Gonzalez steps in, with the curve leading at 6-3 over the Fightin Phillies. And the first pitch home, Gonzalez takes it for a ball, 1-0. I mean, you got to throw strikes. That's kind of the name of the game at this point. The Fightin Phillies pitchers have really struggled to do that tonight. 6 walks through not even 5 innings so far tonight. 1-0 home is down and in, 2 balls and no strikes. 3 walks from Griff McGarry, who started this game, over 3 2/3 innings pitched. And then 3 walks from Gabriel Barbosa, who lasted just 2/3 of an inning. Definitely not what Reading had in mind heading into tonight. And home miss outside again. It's 3-0. Gonzalez tonight has doubled, drove in a run back in the second. He struck out looking in the fourth. The final of 5 strikeouts that Griff McGarry had tonight. 3-0 is over for a called strike. It's 3-1. Gonzalez was hitless on the week entering tonight. Now he's 1 for 10 overall. He snapped a 4-game hitless spell with his double back in the second. 3-1 is outside ball 4. 7th walk issued tonight by Fightin's pitching. And the bases are now loaded. And that'll bring the top of the lineup up and O'Neal Cruz. So bases loaded, 1 out. Bottom of the 5th inning. O'Neal Cruz digs in. 0 for 2 tonight. He has walked, scored a run, and also drove 1 in. And time is called. It'll be a pitch clock violation. Looks to be John McMillan, so it's 1 ball and no strikes. So after walking the first guy he faced, McMillan already in a hole, 1-0. McMillan fires home, and O'Neal Cruz, a big swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Pulled the string of a slider, and I think Cruz had one thing in mind there. You know, the crowd here tonight, which I'm sure a lot are here because O'Neal Cruz is here, would love to see Cruz really break this game open right here. 1 out, though. Ground ball. Reading would try and turn 2. The 1-1. That one misses down. 2 balls, 1 strike. Cruz has been on the injury list since August the 13th after suffering a concussion. 2-1 home is bounced. Good block by Ricketts, and it's 3-1. You got nowhere to put Cruz, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. To a big league rehabber. Millen's shown 5 balls, 2 strikes so far for 7 pitches. Three and 1 the count here to O'Neal Cruz. McMillan will fire home, and that's way outside ball 4, and he's walked in a run. That should be ball 4. I don't think Cruz realized it because the first one was an automatic ball. So, Reading pitching has issued 4 walks this inning, and they've collectively between Barbosa and McMillan have walked in a run. And as Connor Griffin steps up, Brad Bergeson will come out and chat with McMillan and Caleb Ricketts. So baseball's top prospect, Connor Griffin, will dig in. Altoona's 7-3 lead. Cruz has walked a couple of times, and now with a couple of runs driven in tonight. 3 in total over the last 2 nights. And the first pitch to Connor Griffin's up and in for a ball. It's 1-0. John McMillan just struggling to find the strike zone right now. He has walked the first 2 batters he's faced. Here's the 1-0 to Griffin, and that's outside, 2-0. He's got to get one over here. Here, John McMillan. Running down by 4, bases loaded, 1 out. A real chance for Altoona to try and break it open. Pitch home, and that is a strike, top of the zone. It's 2-1. 4th time already to the plate tonight for Griffin. He has singled, struck out, walked. He has scored a couple of runs. He's also stolen a bag. His 4th of the week since joining Altoona. The 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. That was actually a nice slider there from McMillan. And gets Griffin to swing over top of it. So with the 2-2 count here to the 19-year-old Connor Griffin, who bats the bases loaded and 1 out. 7-3 curve lead in the 5th. And the pitch home is swung on, hit into the air towards deep left center. It'll stay in the ballpark. Bryson Ware is there in the alley. He'll make the catch. Berg will tag from 3rd. He'll score as Warestrow goes to 3rd. Everyone else stays put. And it's an RBI sac fly for Griffin to make it an 8-3 ball game. And if you're running at this point, you'll just take that 2nd out. And that'll bring Termar Johnson to the plate, who's already got a couple of hits and 3 runs driven in tonight. Bullpen action continues for Altoona. Cy Nielsen continues to throw. So it looks like Parachi's night is done, and Nielsen will get the 6. First pitch home is swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-1. So Johnson in total 2 for 3 tonight. He has singled, grounded out, and then has also doubled. 2 stolen bases in tonight's game as well. The 0-1 is down, and it gets away from the catcher, Ricketts. A great read by Tres Gonzalez to get the third on the wild pitch. Ricketts did throw it down, but it was not even close to being in time. So now it puts men on the corners, 1 out. We'll see if Altoona tries another double steal here. They were successful with it when it was Mitch Jebb on third and O'Neal Cruz on first back in the 4th. The 1-1 is at the knees for a strike. It's 1-2. 2 outs here, bottom of the 5th inning. Fightin Phillies trail the curve 8-3. Altoona with runners on first and third. Redding has walked 8 Altoona batters tonight. And McMillan will step off, and it's going to be another pitch clock violation on John McMillan. So that'll make it a 2-ball-and-2-strike count. McMillan extended his arms and basically looking at all 3 umpires and saying, what did I do? He's had 2 pitch clock violations on him this inning. 2-2 home is swung on by Johnson, and it's fouled straight back. It'll stay 2 balls and 2 strikes. Johnson 2 hits tonight, up to 101 on the season. Entered play tonight at 99, tied for 7th in the Eastern League with Felix Reyes in hits. Reyes, who did single back in the 4th, got his 100th base knock of the season. This game almost 2 hours old here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. So 2-ball-2-strike count here to Termar Johnson. And McMillan fires home. Cruz takes off. It doesn't matter. Termar Johnson swings and misses, and that will retire the side in the 5th. Curve add 2 runs on 0 hits. There were 4 walks, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We will head to the 6th inning. Fightin Phillies trail the curve 8-3.
Shirley's Cookie Company, the official dessert.
Established in 1928, the Manor Golf Club is one of the oldest public courses in eastern Pennsylvania, located between Philadelphia, Lancaster, and Allentown in Sinking Spring. It offers a true test of golf on a championship-style course. Visit themanorgolfclub.com for more info. So we're on to the top half of the 6th inning. Fightin Phillies trail the Altoona curve 8-3. New pitcher is in here for Altoona. It is Cy Nielsen making his 33rd appearance. He's made 2 starts, 3-2, a 4.27 ERA, 46 in a 3rd innings pitch, 50 hits, 8 of which have been, 4 of which have been home runs, 22 walks, 61 strikeouts, 276 the opponent's batting average here against Cy Nielsen on the year. First batter he faces Caleb Ricketts. It's a ball, it's 1-0. So first pitch to Rick gets a ball. It's 1-0. Nielsen is ready at the letters. Fires home, and that is outside. It's 2-0. Caleb Ricketts tonight, 1 for 2. Had a 2-run double back in the 4th. Next pitch gets away from the catcher, Derek Berg, so it's 3 balls and no strikes. Ricketts has extended his hitting streak to 13 games, most that an our Phillies had this year. And the 3-0 is up and in. That's ball 4. So it's a 4-pitch walk of Caleb Ricketts. First one issued by Nielsen and as many batters, and it's the second total issued by Kerr pitching tonight. So that'll bring Bryson Ware to the plate. Ware 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out and he's popped up to the second baseman, Tamar Johnson. First pitch up and away, it's 1-0. So now the curve side, struggling to throw strikes. Reading's bullpen quiet. Looks like McMillan will get the home half of the 6th. 1-0, and Ware will swing and he'll foul it. Third base side off the facing of the Phillies dugout. It's 1-1.
Have your attention, please. Carol Weil, please report to customer service. Carol Weil to customer service.
Following a strike here to Bryson Ware, playing in his 8th AA game. Next pitch is swung on, ground ball off the glove of Nielsen. It goes right to the shortstop, Griffin, who goes to second for 1. Tamar Johnson's relay to first will be low. Unable to dig it up is Samillo. So it's going to go down as a 1-6-4 fielder's choice. And Bryson Ware is aboard. And Caleb Ricketts is out at second, and that'll bring Nick Dunn to the plate. And the deflection, honestly, worked out well. Went right to Connor Griffin. So that'll bring Nick Dunn to the plate.
Julie Clarkson and John Kenny also please report to customer service.
Nick Dunn 1 for 2 tonight, digs in from the left side. As Ware leads off first, the first pitch is up for a ball. It's 1-0. Dunn, who lined a single to left field the other way his first time up, to move the second on a fielding error by Wyatt Hendry. 1-0 misses down, 2 balls, no strikes. And now a mound visit as Derek Berg will go out and chat with his pitcher, Cy Nielsen. Sun setting here over People's Natural Gas Field. Lights pretty much in full effect. In this Sunday series finale between Reading and Altoona. First pitch home is, next pitch home was down for a ball. It's 3-0. Looks like some rain is beginning to fall. Some umbrellas broken out, some people kind of heading to the concourse, and that's inside ball 4. So another walk here. Second one issued this inning by Cy Nielsen, and with that, Altoona pitching coach Matt Ford will come out of the dugout here. And I think the message has got to be, look, you're up by 5. Last thing we want to do is give up free passes and let Reading get back in this ball game. It's like the groundskeeper's coming out to chat with Nobu Yasuda. There are very dark clouds overhead currently, and I'm sure they're probably looking at the radar.
Right field hitter, Cade Fergus.
We'll play on. Cade Fergus will dig in. For what it's worth, this game is official. Looks like there is a little bit of a system just off to the west of here as Cade Fergus digs in. And he swings the first offering and fouls it back. It's 0-1. Yeah, the skies have definitely gotten a bit more ominous. Dark clouds overhead. But any rain right now is relatively light. Fergus tonight 0 for 2. He has struck out and he has popped up the short. And the next pitch is swung on and missed. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count here to Cade Fergus. Cy Nielsen's ready at the letters. Pitch shown. Fergus swings foul ball down the left field line. It'll stay 0-2. It was 1-0-2 off the bat there from Cade Fergus. Fergus, a 157 hitter on the year. This is 78th game of the season. Next pitch shown is outside. It's 1-2. And now the rain has picked up a bit more. Now more people are going to start heading towards the concourse and try and get some coverage here. A lot of scramming right now. 1-2 is down for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I mean, the system we saw was pretty small, but of course, you know, could bring some heavy rain with it. Two, and Fergus will take that one inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dunn on first, Bryson Ware on second. And time called as Nielsen and catcher Berg unable to get on the same page. And the 3-2, and Fergus swings and he fouls it back. To our right on the sweet level, where it kicked off and then basically shot all the way back down to the lower 200 level. So good at bat here by Cade Fergus. Full count went out to Fergus, pitch home, and that's inside ball 4. Well, both teams have seemingly lost the strike zone over these last couple of innings. Cy Nielsen has now walked 3, and that'll bring Robert Moore to the plate.
Third baseman Robert Moore, tonight's McDonald's strikeout guy.
So Robert Moore digs in. He's 1 for 2 tonight. He singled and scored a run his last time up in the 5th. Cy Nielsen at 19 pitches, 13 balls, 6 strikes. First pitch to Moore, he swings, ground ball, bobbled by the first baseman, Samillo. That will keep everyone safe. Scoring is Ware, everyone else up a bag. So Robert Moore aboard on what's likely going to be an error by the first baseman, Nick Samillo.
Shortstop Aiden Miller.
So that'll bring Aiden Miller to the plate. 8-4 ball game now, bases loaded. And actually looks like they're going to give it a base hit to Robert Moore. So if you're Redding and you're Moore, you'll take that. First pitch to Miller. Outside for a ball, it's 1-0. Well, Aiden Miller, who might be the front runner right now for Eastern League Player of the Week. 1 for 3 tonight at a double his last time up. He already has a couple of home runs this week, and he represents the tying run for the Fightin Phillies right now. They trail at 8-4 here in the top of the 6th inning. The 1-0. Miller will take that one inside, 2-0. I mean, an RBI base hit here very well could seal Eastern League Player of the Week for Aiden Miller. Miller is 12 for 23 on the week. The next pitch is inside for a ball. It's 3-0. Or we could walk, pick up another RBI, and help the slash line out a bit. Three balls, no strikes to count to Miller. 1 for 3 tonight. Pitch home, and that is at the belt for a called strike, 3-1. Looks like the rain has stopped, so whatever did come through, like it was pretty quick as those dark clouds overhead break up. 3-1, and Miller takes it up ball 4. So just like Reading did last inning, Cy Nielsen walks in a run. 4 walks in the inning. Aiden Miller aboard for the second time tonight, and he picks up an RBI, his 39th, and his 7th of the week. So doesn't get a hit, but he helps the on-base percentage, and he helps the RBI total for the week. And Reading gets another run as Nick Dunn scores, and it's 8-5. First pitch to Dylan Campbell's a strike. It's 0-1. Campbell tonight 0 for 1. The 0-1 is inside, 1-1. Landon Tompkins up and throwing for the curve in their bullpen. Here's the 1-1, and Campbell swings, lifts it into the air, deep center. Going back is Jeb. He's under it, he'll make the catch. Plenty deep enough as Fergus tags from third, he'll score. Moore tags second to third. Miller stays put at first. So it's another sac fly for Dylan Campbell. That'll make it an 8-6 ball game. And now you got men on the corners, 2 outs. And we'll see if Aiden Miller is going to take a stab at number 50 here. But first, Andy Fox is coming out. And it looks like there's going to be a call to the bullpen here for the curve. So Cy Nielsen's day, not a great one, comes to an end. And we'll have the new curve pitcher coming up after this. So we're back here on the Fightin' Phil's radio network as Landon Tompkins was about to come in for the Phils. But the skies have opened up here at People's Natural Gas Field. And with that, the tarp is coming out, and that'll take us into a rain delay here in the top half of the 6th inning. Fightin' Phil's trail at 8-6. It is an official ball game. Of course, we'll see how long this rain delay will last for. But we will step aside as it really is starting to come down pretty heavy. And the tarp got on the field pretty quickly. It's a good work to the curve ground crew for that. So with that, we will step aside for a little bit, listen to the Reading Roundup podcast, And we will come back with updates hopefully soon here on the Fightin Phillies Radio Network. Back here on the Fightin Phil's radio network, and this game has been called an official game with the Altoona Curve picking up an 8-6 victory in 6 innings tonight. Reading at 2 on with just 1 out, or excuse me, 2 outs when this game entered a rain delay, but Mother Nature ultimately prevails on this Sunday night, and the Fightin Phil's fall 8-6, and the teams end up splitting this week's 6-game series. So with that, Reading and Altoona ends up splitting this week's series at 3 games apiece. Off day tomorrow for the Fightin Phil's, and they'll be back at home on Tuesday through Sunday against the Chesapeake Bay Sox, AA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles. 6:45 first pitch, 6:30. Myself and Bob McCool will be on the air. So Reading and Altoona ultimately split it 3-3 this week. That'll do it for tonight's broadcast here from People's Natural Gas Field. I'm Jake Starr signing off, saying we'll talk to you Tuesday night on the Fightin Phil's Radio Network.